Welcome back to Murder Mystery Night. Woo! Okay, yes, I'm doing this all in one night, but I am doing it in probably 4 parts because I have to figure out the ending and let you know how I figured it out, blah, 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 blah. So it's going to be 4 parts, and part 4 will have, like, the exact answer, who actually did the murder, and it'll also have, information on, like, what I thought and little hints and things like that. So to finish up what happened on day 2, we were supposed to clear 2 suspects, and we were able to clear Trixie, who is the other performer, and her Mia's boyfriend Luke. Now, last time I left you, we had like these little stars that I said I really hope I didn't have to take out of the package, and I did. I didn't really, but I did. And then I did this wonderful puzzle who took me to a QR code, and it says the stars are aligned almost. So this built a star that I showed you. So then I was looking into it, and I realized the star is aligned. So I'm like, I really actually have to take these stupid stars out of the package. And they literally stick to everything, so it's a pain. So I did this for you. And so you're supposed to put the stars on this letter, like I do right there. And it, if you're not wanting to torture yourselves, it's www.starmyworld.com. That's all it was. And so you can get on that website, and you can see 3 videos. The first video is just Mia doing like a quick live. It's like 3 lives. And the quick live is she's wearing these really annoying leather pants that screech every time she moves in her chair. And she says, "I'm hungry, bye." So it's useless. Sophie is still with us, our dedicated detective. Yes, you are, my love. Yes. You are the best. You are the best. Yes, you are. Yeah, oh, 10 scratches. We get 10 scratches because we were such a good detective, weren't we? Yes. So we were able to see that, and then part 2 was what is his name? David, the videographer. He can't pick up these stupid stars. The videographer did like a video of the car that they're taking to the awards. It was really random. I think it was just there. Clearly, it did not clear him from committing the murder. So I guess that was just to confirm that, like, yeah, he could have still done it. And then the third video clears Luke because he says in his interview that all day Friday he was in Mia's room. And it shows that during the time that the suit was stolen, the costume was stolen, he was in the room. And he was just pacing back and forth. It was like 39 minutes, and then they went into an argument. Mia came back in the room, and they got in an argument, and he says something about, like, you always want to take pictures. And she's like, well, yeah. And so then Natalie walks in, interrupts their argument, and they leave, and Luke is still in the room. So that's what those videos were. So that was able to clear Luke. He was in that room, and we were able to clear Trixie based on the article that we read that her flight was long and delayed, and so therefore she wasn't there because she had a delayed flight. And that was the evidence that we submitted online to say that that's why she couldn't have done it, because she couldn't have stole the costume because she was on a delayed flight and or resting. So that's what that was about. And in that time, I was finally able to get all these stupid stars picked up. So, we are ready to figure out who committed the murder, okay? So that is the next part, and that is the final part that we have to do, is figure out, did David kill Mia, or did Natalie? Now, from the beginning, I have been saying Natalie killed Mia. We did find out that Mia was upset with working with Natalie, and she was looking into a new manager. Natalie says, no, there's no way. Luke says, yeah, there is. Now, there is an interesting thing I did show you in video 1 that there's this video on Mia's YouTube page that shows that her trying to make a great day for my boyfriend, and instead of Mia and Luke being on the thumbnail, it is Mia and Dave. So that is a little confusing to me. I don't know if that's just a red herring, because I'm like, I want to be like, I knew it was Natalie this entire time, so I want to say it's Natalie, but I guess we'll find out. So let's go ahead and do part 3, and then I'm going to bed, because this is ridiculous. Oh, I'm finding more stars. Oh my gosh. I found my pen. Okay, day 3. So we're supposed to figure out if it's David or Natalie that committed the murder, and we're supposed to figure out how we figure that out. And I think that it's with all the evidence for the 3 days. I don't know if you're supposed to do this in 3 days, but it's like, it says like done within an hour, so I don't know. Okay, so this says forensics can't get into Mia's phone. All they figured out is that there's 6 numbers. That it's 6 numbers. Maybe it's some important date. Okay, so we're trying to figure out the date to get into Mia's phone. Lab report results. Test performed, blood analysis, liquid chemical analysis. A DNA profile has been attained from the staining on the exterior of the costume, confirmed match with victim. Liquid solution matches chemical composition of chlorine bleach, including sodium hydroxide, chlorine, and water. Confidence interval is 99%. Additional notes. Unable to discover DNA profile from saliva and mask. Ooh, they were drooling. Unable to recover DNA profile from saliva and mask. Damaged by liquid solution. High likelihood solution is homemade due to high bleach concentration versus industry standard. Nitrile found inside of gloves. Very common material in latex-free disposable gloves. If further toxicology testing is required, please include the case and order reference numbers in your next filing. So, we got nothing. That was great. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Oh, there's a QR code on this. Can't figure out the phone code. Yeah, so it says forensics can't get into Mia's phone, or they figured out what the 6 numbers, maybe some important date. That has a QR code. So if you want to do the QR code on your own, you can. I will do it after this. Because once again, video cuts off as soon as I try to do a QR code, so I have to do it on my own and then tell you in part 4. Isn't that great? Part 4! Okay. Interrogation, transcript. This is Detective Joe talking to Natalie. Alright. Natalie, thank you for coming into the station again today. Anything to help to get justice for Mia? Yes, anything to help. Speaking of her, let's revisit your relationship. Multiple accounts suggest it wasn't exactly the healthiest. We know that Mia was on the verge of changing management, but yesterday you suggested the opposite. Detective, I'm happy to help, but I'm not sure why I have to repeat myself again. She was not going to leave. Well, because you killed her. She can't leave if you killed her. I'm happy to help. See, I would be a bad detective, because I'm like, they did it. Like, Joe Schmo off the street, I'm like, they did it. And they're like, Sarah, you didn't even look at the evidence. Like, the fingerprint matches John, not Mary. And I'm like, Mary did it. Like, but it's John's finger. I don't care. But it's John's DNA. I don't care. It was Mary. I'd be a very bad detective. Detective, I'm happy to help, blah, blah, blah. She was not going to leave. All of this other noise is just that, noise. Mia's dead. I can't believe you're just wasting time asking me the same things over and over. Natalie, we're establishing context, not wasting our time. Natalie says, I want to find the killer as much as you do, but if you keep trying to accuse me, I'm going to leave. The text says, fine, let's put a pause on that for a moment and shift to David, who we're still also questioning. Can you tell us about his and Mia's relationship? Thank you. Their relationship was just like any other creator videographers. Mia wanted her videos to be perfect. David needed long hours to make it happen. Mia's general motto about our work was no excuses, so there was never any room for David to complain. Did he ever mention anything to you about the relationship? That's what the detective says. Natalie says, not really, maybe once or twice recently. His mom had been in the hospital and he couldn't meet some deadlines. So he asked for help. I helped him find a temp fill-in. But then his mom passed and he came back to work almost immediately. I told him to take more time, but he insisted it would help take his mind off things. The detective says, wow, seems dedicated. How was David when he returned? Natalie says he seemed like regular, normal David. Maybe even better, he took on more work than before. I don't know if it's because he felt guilty or for not working for the previous couple weeks, or if he noticed I was getting pretty overwhelmed. Detective says, got it. And did he still seem like he was regular David before the incident on Sunday? Natalie says, yeah, he was just grabbing footage like he usually does. Nothing out of the ordinary. We were honestly all pretty stressed for the award show coming up, so it was hard to tell where his head was at. Becca says, okay, thanks, Natalie. That's all I have for you now. We'll follow up shortly if we have any further questions. No info from that. Okay, so this is David's interview. Okay, David, thanks for coming in again today. David says, of course, here to help whenever I can. The text says, if you don't mind, I'd like to start with something a bit personal. Your mom. We learned about this yesterday. Did she die from a bottle stuck in her neck? About this yesterday, I'm so sorry for your loss. I bet balancing that situation with work was really tough. David says, yeah, it was, but nothing I can't handle. Detective says, good for you, David. I know if I was in your shoes, I wouldn't be able to do any of the work at all. Well, my mom needed treatment that wasn't covered by insurance, and so it was on me to figure it out. Not working wasn't really an option. I don't mean to overstep, said the detective, but why not just ask Mia for help? Money couldn't have been an issue for her. David says, you don't think I did? I asked everyone. Mia, friends, extended family, but people don't always follow through with what they promise. Oh, so a little bit of a motivation there. But not really. That doesn't mean he gets access to money. So you're saying that Mia promised to help but didn't follow through? David, rising tone. I didn't say that. Stop putting words in my mouth. Detective says, don't get upset. I'm just trying to better understand where your head was at leading up to Sunday. And if Mia did in fact promise to help your mom, but didn't, then you can see why this should be relevant. David says, dude, stop trying to use my mom's death to make me look like some criminal. This is messed up. He stands up. The detective says, it's part of the interrogation, David. Who's Devin? Why don't you sit back down, take a breath, and we'll shift to Nat. David says, look, Natalie had a lot on the line, and the rumors, which I'm sure you've heard, are not untrue. These are questions for her. Detective says, what part of it is it not true? David says, I told you everything I know. Can I go now? Detective says, we can take a break, but you're not finished here. We'll call you in a few to continue our conversation. So, that just puts me towards Natalie more, in my opinion. And that's literally everything. Hello? Oh my gosh. There's nothing here. Okay. So I think we referenced to figuring out what this date is for her phone. There's nothing in here. Hello? Okay, let's see if we have a date that her and Luke got together. See if that's in here. I'm grasping at straws here to figure out the code for this stupid phone. This is gonna be a short one. Come on, fingers. Fingers, fingers, fingers. Let's do it. Come on. 4-year anniversary. We just had it. Do we know what year it is? No year on here. There's no year! No year. Anywhere. Okay, let's see if Team Couture tells me a date that is important. Nope. I'm going to try to put this on the back. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit more deep diving. I'm not going to make you sit here and stare at me while I stare at pieces of paper. So I'm going to do a little bit more deep diving, try to find this date. Because like I said, it says that forensics can't get into Mia's phone. All they figured out is there it's 6 numbers, maybe some important date. So I'm gonna look around, and then I'm going to use the QR code, see if I can access Mia's phone, because apparently that's how it works with a QR code. And then I'm going to put in the computer system thingy that I think that it was Natalie that murdered her. And then I'm just going to use the evidence that we have found and put together that that is the case. So in the next video, we will get the answer to our riddle, who murdered Mia. It's going to be like Who Shot JR, if you're old enough to know like Dallas, the show Dallas. And it'll be like, who shot JR? And we're going to figure it out. So we're going to figure out who stabbed Mia in the neck with a bottle, and she died of just blood loss, nothing else. Okay, bye guys. Remember to like, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I'll see you next time. Bye!